From the BR Proud Weather Center, I'm Chief Meteorologist Jesse Gonkel. Well, storms have arrived just a hair early this afternoon. As you see on the big picture here, that line of thunderstorms is quickly racing down towards our coastline with the worst weather mainly just west of I-49, really from Lafayette all the way to about Shreveport and the Houston area. However, there's a nice little batch heading towards the capital area. The concern now is gusty winds and heavy rainfall. Notice where that current cold front sits. Well outside of the viewing area. We're across northwestern portions of the state, extends down to areas just north of Houston and into central Texas. Now again, with that cold front, we could still see a couple of thunderstorms fire up across the area. We still sit underneath that warm sector. The warm sector is basically that triangle that you're looking at right here. Again, it's this area in between, and that's why that severe thunderstorm watch is currently in place, because winds could exceed 60 miles per hour. That's right, 60 miles per hour. We could see hail greater than 1 inch in diameter, along with some very intense rainfall at times. We're talking 1 inch to 2 inches per hour. So again, localized flash flooding possibility. Widespread flash flooding, not a concern with this type of system because it is moving rather quickly as we speak. So here's what we've got going on. There is a severe thunderstorm watch for portions of the viewing area now until 8 o'clock this evening. Most likely it's not going to last that long just because, again, this is a very quick moving storm moving southbound at about 50 to 60 miles per hour. As you notice, East Baton Rouge, West Baton Rouge, Livingston, Ascension, Assumption, all included underneath this severe thunderstorm watch, Point Capee, and mainly all those parishes a little bit further west. Notice all the way to the Texas-Louisiana line. Again, that is the area of concern just because the ingredients are there for some very strong thunderstorms this afternoon as that cold front starts to slide through. Now, luckily for us, it looks like that cold front should be pushing through just around midnight or slightly after, and that's when we'll quiet things down and cool things off. So here is the current Doppler radar picture, and right now we're tracking a little bit of rain, some lightning. You can see as I zoom in a little bit here, just north of Baton Rouge, you can see those dark clouds currently in place. Again, a little bit of lightning in the mix, nothing expected to be severe. They may issue a special weather statement because there is that possibility that we could see maybe a gust up to about 30, 40 miles per hour. Again, mainly a little bit of lightning, but honestly, take a look at this pocket a little bit further west. And as you see here, now heading to areas right across Oakdale. Again, a lot of lightning, possibility of some hail in that cell, and another cell just a little bit north of DeQuincy heading towards the Lake Charles area. So as we continue to move along, I do want to point out that you see here that there are a couple severe thunderstorm warnings in place. And again, these are warnings. This means that we're actually seeing stuff happening at this point on Doppler radar. And just to give you an idea, this severe thunderstorm warning is for Allen, Evangeline, and Rapides until 2:45. So for about another, what do we got here? About another 25 minutes or so. We've also got another one a little bit further west, closer to the Texas state line, Allen, Beauregard, and Vernon Parish until about 2:30. And they just issued a new one, which is a little bit further south here. And you can see this new one is this new severe thunderstorm warning in effect until 3:15, so a little bit longer, obviously, as that line makes its way southbound through Calcasieu and Beauregard parishes at this point. So luckily, a lot of these stronger and more intense storms have stayed just a little bit further west. Once again, as we jump back here, you'll see that the main thing I do want to point out is you can see that it's even kind of flashing, obviously. So hail, all those are somewhat of a factor as we move forward. You can see here again a little bit for us. It's so far just been rain. We haven't seen much in the way of rotation. Obviously, that is a good sign. We don't need to see any tornadoes in this type of situation. So our greatest threats obviously will be those strong straight line winds. Again, some damaging wind gusts out there, maybe even the chance for a couple power outages, especially across southwestern Louisiana as this system quickly drives southbound towards I-10, so between Lake Charles and towards Acadiana. Obviously for us, again, a couple thunderstorms over the next couple hours, and I do believe maybe some of that will actually fill in just a little bit into this area right here, so from Donaldsonville, mainly anything south of I-10 and really south of New Orleans. So as that line continues to drive southbound, we're going to start to see it fill a little bit, and storms could become a little bit stronger. Now, areas towards, I would say, just north of I-12 currently, again, we're talking heavy rainfall out there. We're talking some lightning, some gusty winds, but it looks like areas north of I-12, we're going to kind of skip past that major severe weather threat. Now, again, we're not completely clear yet. Again, you see those severe thunderstorm warnings. I want to watch your FutureCast, and because this is a quick mover, it's already ahead of our forecast models. You can see our forecast model is kind of put in around 5 o'clock. Well, we're already about 2.5 hours ahead of that. So I'm kind of showing you that we should kind of get to the tail end probably around 4 or 5 o'clock this afternoon, and then we'll start to see clearing happening a little bit earlier. Now again, that front doesn't push through until just around midnight, which means we still could fire off a couple of thunderstorms later on tonight, but I don't see it being much in the way of severe weather. Maybe a thunderstorm, maybe 1 or 2 pockets out there with a narrow band of rain. But once that pushes through, we'll start to see some clearing. And this is going to be a decent cold front, because once that front pushes through, the winds will start to pick up out of the north, anywhere from 10 to 15, some stronger wind gusts. And it's going to rapidly, hopefully, rapidly clear our skies heading into tomorrow morning. It's also going to quickly drop our temperatures entering the weekend, with highs sitting in the 70s. And yes, overnight lows dropping possibly into the upper 40s. So here we go. We do sit under a slight risk for severe weather. They're going to start to drop those northern parishes and those counties in southern Mississippi. But again, the threat is going to be from about now until about 5, 6 o'clock this evening, and then we're going to slowly start to see those storms push their way towards the coast, and then eventually out into the Gulf of Mexico by the time we get into early evening. So just stay weather aware over the next couple hours until about 5, 6. Again, we could see 1 or 2 pockets quickly pop and intensify, kind of strengthen quickly out there. So that is obviously our biggest concern at this point. Just know that we could see some periods of heavy rainfall if you do have to get on the roadways. Just know, again, that the water could be coming down pretty quickly. Visibility could be somewhat limited at times, but it seems like right now the majority of the severe weather sits on the other side of the Atchafalaya Basin, the western side towards Acadiana and Lake Charles. But again, there could be a couple outlying parishes in between Iberville. I mean, you could be talking even a little bit further south, St. Mary. You guys could be seeing some pretty strong thunderstorms as we make our way into the afternoon hours. What we're going to continue to do here is keep a very close eye on this storm system as it makes its way southbound over the next few hours. If you have any questions or concerns, drop a line on our Facebook page. If you're watching us on brproud.com, you can also send questions. You can also send pictures to news@brproud.com. Obviously, for the very latest, we're going to be back on air at about 5 o'clock this evening, so make sure you tune in to Local 33 News, 5:30, Fox 44, and we're going to continue to keep an eye on these storms and make sure you stay safe this afternoon. Thanks for joining us.